Lindisfarne get the clearing kick forward now, looking for Griffin and finds him, but he spills the mark. He has time. Griffin goes forward now, looking for Doyle. Doyle gets it. He plays on straight away. I'll tell you what, he goes inside the 60 years, one bounce. He goes inside the 50. He has a kick on the boundary. I'll tell you what, lovely.
If you don't mind, listen to the crowd, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Doyle, the captain's goal.
So Jock, we're here at North Hobart Oval, having memories of the 2008 Grand Final. We're here to talk about Nick Doyle, who was an instrumental part of that premiership win. You've coached Nick for some time now. When did you start coaching Nick?
Yeah, Nick was at the club in 05.
05?
When I first went down there, and obviously has been a major part of the footy club in the years to follow. I think I coached from there from 05 to 2011. Had a year off in 09, but obviously even this year still stay in touch with Nick. But yeah, in 08 was obviously the climax of all that.
Yes, I coached Nick in the under-18s. He was also the captain of the side, and a very pleasing boy to coach too. Very easy to coach.
Yeah, I coached him at probably quite a young age, probably he was about 18 or 19 back in 2003 and 4. A fantastic attitude at that stage. He had a lot of guys at the football club, or all the guys at the football club, probably look up to him, and he was probably the benchmark of our team back then.
Just his smile and his sort of willingness to do anything, and sort of a funny situation then because Franklin was still going, so he was playing under 13s of a Sunday and under 17s of a Saturday with Franklin.
I've been following Nick Doyle since he's a little cub. I remember Nick when he had hair. I knew that boy would be something special.
He was sort of, middle of the range. He wasn't sort of setting the world alight at the early days, but he was just sort of there to learn, and he just sort of kicked on from under 17 level onwards. He sort of really sort of improved. Ronnie Young gave him the licence to run, and that's what he did.
Huonville man, read the play best of all, used his strength, scooped that one out.
Beautiful 1% there, Doyle. Hand pass goes across to Garth. Garth knows to convert. Garth does convert. 15-9-99 to 14-12-96, and the Huonville fans are absolutely going ballistic.
I think Nick is one of those unique players that you don't really have to coach. He'll turn up and do everything he needs to do, and he'll work on his own weaknesses, and he'll itemise them, and he'll know where he needs to do the work, and obviously fitness is never going to be an issue with Nick, and skills training and all that. So I mean, as far as coaching, I mean there's certain players in this level of footy and any level of footy that just probably don't need coaching and advice, and I think Nick's one of those.
You only had to tell him a few things, and he got the grasp of everything, and he used his brain, and once you did that, you didn't have to tell him a lot.
Last couple of years where I just tried to get him to not go into packs.
Okay, because you're trying to preserve him for us.
Well, look, and I know it was against his nature, but just to try to get him to get more games of footy. And I felt that if he kept playing the way he did play, that obviously it wasn't going to work for him and his body, but that's probably the only advice I ever give him, which he didn't really take notice of anyway, so he wouldn't, would he? No.
We went out there looking for Nick Braslin, the captain. That'll spark them off.
That will spark them off.
Just his off-field stuff, he used to always just get the most out of himself at training, and everyone else just be blown away by his enthusiasm, and it was fantastic.
But yeah, in 08 was obviously the climax of all that, with a great victory here over Lindisfarne, which we'll obviously send this to Lindisfarne to make sure they remember.
The Immortals.
My treasured moments of when I've seen Nick in the footy have been when he's been backing into those packs, showing that courage, showing that lion spirit. He just epitomises everything of the Huonville Lions. He's something special, that kid. Something special.
Because I was always around the footy and that, he was always around the footy, so he's always been in that footy environment, and there's always been a football there, but generally Nick was pretty shy, and so when it actually come time for him to start playing a game, sometimes he'd go out in the field and sometimes he'd want to go home, so we'd do that for a while. Then all of a sudden he more consistently went out playing, and when he got around 14 years old he started getting serious and starting to think he might be able to pick up a kick, and he might like it a lot. And then naturally when he got into the development sides and started being able to learn off those people and the coaches like Scotty Griggs and things like that, and teammates with the bigger kids at a young age, he learnt real quick.
Yeah, Nick would probably kill me if I talk too much about outside of football, but there's a couple. I suppose the one that lingers most in my mind is probably Nick probably wants to most forget is the one that's where he hurt his shoulder.
Yep.
When we were playing Signet down there, because I remember it because I had a good angle of it. I was looking down the ground. A Signet player had kicked it to Darcy, who was leading out. Nick came in from the side, and he kind of dived in front as Darcy dived on him, and his shoulder got a bit crunched underneath. So that one definitely sticks out in my mind a lot.
Well, he was our full back, and a lot of the times, as far as playing and that, he used to come right up the ground, and at times he could kick goals for us. So he used to back his judgment, give him a free hand, and you didn't have to tell him a lot because he was pretty football orientated. So yes, he was pretty cluey like that.
I just noticed, and all the way through his career, it's always been the same, that he's sort of replaced not so much aggression, but with dedication, like concentrated on and being dedicated. So, and since about that 14 years old, he's not wanted any other thing. I mean, they've tried to talk him into cricket and all those type of things, but it's footy that's been his love, and it's shone through. Yeah.
There was probably a couple of players back then. There was James Lang and Nick that I really wanted to give it a go at the Tassie Devils. You know, there was a lot of commitment, like getting up early starts to go to training and running and all that sort of stuff. And I was really glad that Nick put the time and effort in and got to that level.
Even when he was in the Devils, he was sort of carrying injuries at the time, but sort of, to do what he did to get to the Devils was a great effort.
He always stood out as a player just because he was just so hard at the ball.
Well, it was pleasing for me to see him play in the seniors, and he did go up to town and have a little bit of a try. But I thought when he come back here, that they used to run him on the ball, but I possibly thought he'd have played his best football in the back line. He was really used to excel in the back line. He could read the ball. He was just a jump ahead of the other players. Yeah.
Oh, come on, Nick, get up! Get up! Come on, son! Go! Got him! Oh! Like it's making you look good.
I don't know the particulars of the actual game, but the build-up for it was fantastic. Everyone didn't give us a chance in the media all week. It wasn't just that season for us. It was a number of seasons building up for that game. So it's just fantastic to get probably get a mate for life.
Obviously that was mentioned to me, and I think the one that always sticks to my mind is early in the third quarter of the 08 Grand Final, Nick screaming down the wing and kicking that goal, which to the day I die I don't think I'll forget, because I think it was the moment that as a team and as a coach, I think myself that even though I tried to convince all the players that we were going to win, it was obviously a fair bit of doubt considering we were playing an unbeaten side, and I suppose that's my job to make sure everyone believes that we're going to win, but that was probably the moment I truly believed and actually really felt that we were on.
It definitely lifted the team at the time.
It did. It was a massive goal, and it was just a huge team lifter, and I think that it was something that I still remember it as clear as a bell.
Nick Doyle, the captain's goal.
Lovely stuff.
I knew he was going to kick the goal.
He had time, which was also the benefit there.
Special.
You
ever seen him kick the footy on his right foot
Well,
in the game?
on just a few occasions, not very often though. But he was a big left foot, prodigious kick. He could kick it a fair way.
Oh, beautiful kick. Great vision to find his teammate in the centre square.
Have I seen him kick on his right game day? Ooh, I'm going to go with no.
Not a great deal. You tend to run on a big raking arc for his left a lot of the time, yeah. But I think he had to get himself out of trouble from occasion to use his right, I'm pretty sure.
I can't. Well, he probably has, but I can't remember it.
But I think game day, nah.
I always see Nick kick on his right foot. He's an exceptional kick on his right foot. I watch him all the time. I'm down there training. I think he is a right foot kicker.
Only at training, I should imagine. In the early days, he had to learn to kick both feet, so that would have been the only time, I should imagine.
He's got a great left foot, as probably lots of people know, and one of the better left foots that I've ever played with or trained with. So, but not really his right foot. No, I don't really know much about that.
No, I think there's as much chance of getting Nick on his right as there is of you handballing. So.
not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Come on, Nick! Go, go, go! Kick it long! Get on that right foot!
Just mussing in the way forward, but Doyle with a brilliant run right in front of us. Nick Doyle now puts it long towards the half-forward line.
Oh, he's a lot different to a lot of the other coaches that I've had, just because he's so quiet and doesn't tend to show much emotion, as his personality probably shows you. But yeah, he's a good coach. He's got a great knowledge of the game and great understanding, and that's probably just been brought through his football career and later translated into his coaching.
I reckon he'd be a very good coach. He was brought up in a football family. He's just been around football all his life, so he just knows football.
I hope he does, yeah. From the years I've known him, he's not particularly a loud sort of fellow. He's quite conservative, but I'm really glad he's keeping me involved in football, and hope he does for many years to come and go on to a bit more serious coaching in years to come as well.
I do. I hope he keeps going with the underage coaching, because he's a great role model for the young blokes coming up, and yeah, he's got a lot of knowledge that he can pass on to them, and it'd be a shame to see him leave football completely.
Well, as far as a coach, and for somebody to coach, he was easy to coach. He done what he was told. He was a good clubman, and he was a good team player. Yes, and I've never ever seen him get wild or go off his head. He's a very placid sort of a boy.
Oh, he's just a top fella. Everyone that knows him knows what I'm talking about. Probably do anything for you. He's probably a fantastic leader in life as well. Just watch him go about his business. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most endearing qualities that I think a lot of people, when they think about Nick, they go, oh, he's very selfless. He puts a lot into the club. Even now, post-playing career, he still coaches, and he's the blood of the club, and that's part of the reason why we're doing this.
He's a great bloke. Yeah, he's a pretty quiet bloke, but yeah, no, he's a great guy. Really nice person, really easy to get along with, and a great coach.
You know, his commitment, selfless, committed, and probably desperation.
Yeah.
And that he's just so desperate to play footy.
Yeah.
And when he did play, he was desperate. So.
Yeah.
He's just a very nice person. Comes from a very nice family, and he's a very nice person who'll do anything for you. And the smile, just the smile that sort of gets to you.
So thanks everyone for kind of coming here tonight and celebrating Nick's career and everything he's done for the club. It means a great deal to me that everyone's here, and I'm sure it means a great deal to Nick, and it means a great deal to the club. So I appreciate everyone that can make it here tonight, and I hope everyone has a great night as we celebrate the man and the footy player that is Nick Doyle.
Yeah, g'day Nick. It's been a few weeks since I probably spoke. I tried to ring you a few weeks ago and you're in New York or somewhere like that. Congratulations, I hear you're going to be a father. Fantastic, mate. And I just want to wish you all the best on this testimonial for you tonight, mate. Thanks very much.
Congratulations, Nick, on tonight. It's a very great achievement that you've done over the years with your football from an early age, and you followed it all the way through. You've gone from the under 13 level right up to play for Tasmania, which is absolute great achievement. Well done. Have a good night.
I think every time I think of that 08 grand final, I think of that goal from Nick. It's amazing how much that comes into my head, actually. So, and I think that this is all, just finishing off, but this is a fantastic thing that's happening tonight for Nick. Well deserved. Couldn't think of a person that deserves it more. And look, he's been the life and blood of that club since I've been there. I don't think you'll find a more selfless, committed, passionate person, and just all-round great guy, and just a guy that is now in the coaching game, and I think we'll make a fist of that as well. And good luck to him tonight.
Nick, you're something special. I'm glad you're here tonight. I'm glad this is happening. You deserve it, mate. Years of hard work have paid off, and we're here to recognise your efforts. I'm here with you all the way, mate. Love you.
Well, it goes without saying that naturally as a father, you couldn't be more proud of your boy. I mean, but it's just nice the way that people actually do come through the gate at times just to watch him play footy. Now, to him that's a great credit, and a big pat on the back. And I mean, you could be nothing but proud. So, congratulations to you.
Team orientated, kick a goal!
And believe they are invincible, are immortal, are the greatest side to play SFL Regional League, and you are with them.
Linderstone get the clearing kick forward now, looking for Griffin, and finds him, but he spills the mark. He has time. Griffin goes forward now, looking for Doyle. Doyle gets it. He plays on straight away. I'll tell you what, he goes inside the 60 years, one bounce. He goes inside the 50. He has a kick on the boundary.
If you don't mind, listen to the crowd, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Doyle, the captain's goal.